It's Layer Tray Thursday, the resin's out to play. Beverly, Kathy, Elisabeth.
Hello, everyone. It's Beverly with Custom Created Handmade Crafts. I hope that you are doing well today. Well, it is Layer Tray Thursday. Are you ready? Our theme for this week is coffee. So it didn't matter what we did with our tray as long as we incorporated coffee. So I decided that I wanted to do a two-part thing with our tray today. So if you are not aware of what Slayer Tray Thursday is, Slayer Tray Thursday is a collaboration, a bi-weekly collaboration that is hosted by myself, Kathy over at K&D Creations, and Elisabeth over at Crystal Clear Creations. And we are pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone and doing things that we have not done before. And so what we're also doing is incorporating those things into trays. So if you would like to join us in the collab, please be sure to reach out to one of us. Our emails will be in the description box for you to reach out to, as well as you can reach us over on our social media channels if you have us there as well. All right, you guys. So let's get started. So the first part of what I am doing for this week's tray is I am doing the famous coffee cup shaker coaster mold set. And so I have been working on mine. So far, I have done 2, and I need to do 2 more coasters. And I did 2 of the holders, so that's why you see it in the bag already, because I don't need another holder. The first holder that I did is this one, and I liked it. I got a few bubbles along here and here and then here. You know, they're minute, but okay. So then I wanted to see what it would look like with the coffee poured the opposite direction. And so I did get a few bubbles, and this is with me going around and picking out the bubbles, guys. So it just will depend. This is a 3D printed, these are 3D printed molds. And so you're going to have that issue when you work with these 3D printed molds of having, you can see the lines, but it's okay. I could always top coat it if I really wanted to, and go from there, you know, to make it look better. And then these are the other 3 molds that you get with it as well. You get the cup itself to make the shaker, and you get the top, and then you get the extras, they call it, and which are the coffee beans. I made ice cubes, and I will show you those. So here, I made ice cubes and I made coffee beans. So here are, let me get them here. And I made some sugar dollops as well. So, all right. So the coffee beans are these right here. And then those are your coffee beans. They have the little line in them. If I can ever get one to fit right in my hand, there we go. Okay, so there's the coffee beans. And then here's my ice, and I put in some of our Marabou rainbow alcohol ink into the clear resin to get my ice. And then these are my sugar dollops, and I made those from the Mother of Pearl resin pearlizing powder from Hobby Lobby. And let me see here. I did make the coffee beans out of coffee. And let me get my coffee for you. Hold on one second. I'm putting my beans back up. These I just unmolded, so I want to get those so that they're not touching any of the other pieces. And good. Okay. All right. And so what I did is I went to our local Dollar Tree and I just picked up some instant coffee for $1.25. And that is what I made my coffee beans out of. And so we are going to do some of that right now. So sit back and relax, and I will get some resin mixed up, and I will be back once I am ready. See you soon. All right, you guys, we are back and we are ready to get started. So I have mixed up 60 milliliters of my Teexpert 1-to-1 epoxy resin, and that is what I am going to use today. I am trying to get rid of that, so I need to get to using it before it expires. So that's what I am using for my coasters. All right. So what I am going to do now is I am going to prepare for making our pieces and get this out of my way right now. What I want to do is take my cups and I want to put in the coffee, the white mother of pearl, and the marabou alcohol ink. And so what I am going to do is take the coffee. Let me turn this mold over. Okay. And I just take in, I get some and oops, put it in the bottom of the cup. And I do about 3 scoops. And that is good for about an ounce of resin. So 30 milliliters of resin. I'm going to put my coffee down here because I shouldn't need any more of that. And I'm going to wipe this up. Okay, and wipe this off because I don't want to put any of that coffee in my mother of pearl. All right. And dry it off really well. Okay. And then we're going to take, because that is such a thick cup as well, a thick powder, I'm sorry. Ooh. And as you can see, it when you open it, it goes everywhere. I am going to take and put in 1, and I'm not doing full spoons. I'm just doing maybe like a 1/4 spoon, and I'll do a little less this time. There we go. So, and that will be for a little less than an ounce. Hope I didn't get any in my coffee. Thought some fell in there, but maybe it went into the onto the ground, onto the table. Sorry. All right, get that wiped up. And then what we'll do is go ahead and pour some resin into here. Okay. And I'm looking at the side of the cup and just making sure that we have enough resin to mix in. Okay, let's see where we're at. I put in about 20 mils. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll go there for now. And then here. How are you all doing today? I hope that you are doing well. We'll do about, let's see where we're at. We're at the 20. So I had 60, it went down to 40, so that is about 20. And I think I need to do about 10 here for the ice cubes. And then the rest will go wherever it needs to go, if there's any left. All right. Okay, so I do know I need a little more here in the white. And we do want a little more coffee as well. Being that our theme is coffee, we want the most of the coffee, right? All right. Get that. A little more there. All right, so we got our resin separated. And there we go. And what we'll do now is take, and I want to mix the coffee last. So being that my marabou, the ball is stuck in the top, I just shake it up in order not to make a huge mess. Let me get this white off of here. I shake it up and I take a pipette, and I'm just using the same pipette that I used earlier. And I get some in the pipette, and we're not going to use all of this, of course. And I fill it with about, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops because I want it to look extra icy, right? And I think this is the perfect color for ice. What do you guys think? Am I on to something or no? All right, get that white off. for the next go round. And then my little broken stick I use for my ice cube color here. And I just give that a good stir. All right, because we don't want our mica going to the sides of the cup and just, not mica, our alcohol ink going to the side of the cup and just staying there. We want to make sure it's incorporated into our resin. So there we go. And there's our color, guys. Woohoo, yeah. I'm liking that. I love that color. All right, so we'll let that sit. And then we will stir up our mother of pearl. And I will fast forward through the stirring, guys, because you guys know how to stir resin. We'll stir through, and then I will let those sit while we're mixing, in that way they can degas.
Like the vibe is so divine, loving every layer, see the resin truly shine. We slay, we pour, we vibe so raw, reason in our hands like we breaking the law. Eco love flowing like a river so free, Beverly and the crew making art.
That luscious mother of pearl. I saw some powder on the end of my stick there, so it does take you a little bit longer to get this mother of pearl mixed up versus our other colors, but we're good now, I think. So I'm just gonna let that sit while we mix up our coffee.
We slay, we pour, we vibe so raw, reason in our hands like we breaking the law. Eco love flowing like a river so free, Beverly and the crew making art history. Flip it, mix it, let it drip and set. Trace.
Gonna do is there. All right, so let's get our molds set out. Now, what I like to do first is I didn't make enough for my clear. All right, so I will have to mix up more, and I can do that off camera. It's just clear resin for the lid. So I'll set that over here to the side for now. So I'll go ahead and do the beans, the ice, and the sugar dollops. And I just spray that mold a little bit, and I take and I will beat it over the side there. My brain isn't working, guys. Forgive me. All right, and we will just pour in. Let me get this out of our way. And I slowly just pour in the ice. Let me wipe off the stick. And I just slowly pour it in because we don't want to overfill. We just want to get it right at the top line there. All right. Oops. Went a little fast on that one. Take it nice and slow. All right. Looks like I will get 5 out of this one. My last one, I didn't have enough resin, and I only had 4 ice cubes, but it's okay, you know. All right, let's look and see. I'll move it around, look and see. I think we're good on our ice cubes. Yeah. All right, so we'll set that to the side, and then we will do our sugar dollops. Let's do the sugar dollops next. Okay. Oh, I see mica. I don't know if you see those little poofs of mica in there. So we are not going to do our sugar dollops. We will do the coffee, and we will stir this up a little more, and hopefully get this incorporated. So when you let your, if you put mica in and you let it sit, that's a good thing because you want to see if you have any unmixed powder in your resin before you pour it, because you don't want to see that. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and do our coffee. So I will go ahead and spray this again. Okay. And that will help our ice cubes degas as well. And what I do is I take my stick and I will just let it pour off a little bit, and then I wipe off the back, and then I will just let it drip into the bean. And that is all. So I will put you on a fast forward so you don't have to sit here and watch me fill these beans in real time. See you shortly.
We ain't done yet. Pour it with a passion, watch it take its form. Resin's got a heartbeat, we create the norm. We slay, we pour, we vibe so raw. Reason in our hands like we breaking the law. Eco love flowing like a river so free. Beverly and the crew making art history. Elisabeth sparks the fire.
All right, you guys. So I don't see any poops anymore, so that's a good thing. All right. So while I am turning this, I will give it a few little taps so that the resin can settle and so that bubbles can come up to the top in the gas. And I will give it a few sprays. And there we go. So I do the same with the sugar dollops. So I will put you back on a fast forward and we will get our sugar filled.
Kathy fans a flame. Beverly keeps the rhythm in this resonant game. Eco-conscious moves with a touch of finesse. Slay a trade Thursday, nothing less than the best. We slay, we pour, we vibe so raw. Reason in our hands like we breaking the law. Eco love flowing like a river so free. Beverly and the crew making art history.
You guys, so we got everything filled and I give it a few more tappy wappies, as Steve McDonald says. And I can actually see it. I don't know if you guys can, but the coffee beans on the top are degassing. I can see the little bubbles, so that is a good thing. Hopefully I won't have any bubbles there. And what I do also do is I take my heat gun. Once I am done with everything, I take the heat gun across everything as well. All right. So now what we are going to do is get a little piece of tape because I see something in this mold. There we go. And make sure I don't see anything else before we start. I did. Okay, that's on the back. And that right there isn't. All right. It was probably coffee, but we don't want to take any chances. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just take what I have left of my resin and I am going to put it into the cup for the shaker. And I do give that a spritz of alcohol as well. And I just pour in both at the same time. And hopefully I don't make a mess. Okay. And let it fill itself for a little bit. Okay. Because I don't want to overfill that either. And had I done my whatchamacallit first, I would have had enough resin to do everything. Darn it, darn it. All right. So that looks great. And I do the same with it, like I was just doing. Give it a tappy wappy. And then I also will come with the smallest end of my dotting tool. And I will come and I do the coffee side first. I don't want any bubbles in these corners and edges and whatever you call them. So I come and go around everything with the dotting tool as best as I can. All right. Okay. Now I don't do that in the beans and stuff. And the reason I don't is because I'm okay if they have a little hole in them. You know, coffee beans and stuff like that typically do. So I'm okay with that. They're not perfect. And the ice as well. You know, I'm okay if it has some holes in it. Makes it more icy. All right. I didn't even really check my other 2 cups to see if I had any holes. Okay. And then I just take the excess and let it go off the back here. Man, I hate that I didn't do my clear in my top first. And that's usually the first thing that I do. All right, you guys. I am going to get this excess resin into something else. And I will then pour the clear, get my clear mixed up in for the lid. And then I will be back with you guys once we are ready to demold and then go to step 2. All right, so see you shortly.
Morning light hits the ground so clear. Iced coffee in my hand, bring the cheer. Sip it slow, let the day begin. Cold brew running through my grin. Oh, iced coffee keeps me alive. Chilled to perfection, feeling my vibe. Every sip is a sweet delight. Keeps me going from morning to night. Walking fast, sun's beating me down, but my iced coffee wears the crown. Plastic cup and a swirling straw keeps me cool without a flaw. Oh, iced coffee keeps me alive. Chilled to perfection, feeling my vibe. Every sip is a sweet delight. Keeps me going from morning to night. Walking fast, sun's beating me down, but my iced coffee wears the crown. Plastic cup and a swirling straw keeps me cool without a flaw. Oh, iced coffee keeps me alive. Chilled to perfection, feeling my vibe. Every sip is a sweet delight. Keeps me going from morning to night. Frosty dreams in every glass. Wake me up, let the drowsiness pass. Coffee beans dancing on ice. Life tastes better when it's this nice. Oh, iced coffee keeps me alive. Chilled to perfection, feeling my vibe. Every sip is a sweet delight. Keeps me going from morning to night.
All right, you guys, we are back. And I have mixed up 4 ounces of my J-Diction 4-hour demold. And what I want to do is take my large elliptical tray and I want to put in coffee around the edge. So before I do that, I'm hoping this will only take 2 ounces of resin to do. 30. And then what I'm doing is taking 2 ounces out and leaving 2 ounces in the cup. Okay, yep. Even though I know it's going to take more than 2, I already see it. Let me put an ounce back in. We'll do 3 ounces here. All right. So 3 ounces is what we're going to use, okay? And I am just going to take my coffee here and, oops, I don't have my spoon. There we go. And I am going to put in, how many scoops? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what 6 looks like. All right. Get that all up in here. I think we could use some more, guys. What do you think? Let me do this. And we know with the 4-hour demold, we don't have very long to work with it. So I got to be a little bit quicker. So let me get about maybe 2 more scoops of coffee in here. 1 and 2. All right. So what I'm hoping is that it doesn't drop down, sink all the way to the bottom. I'm hoping that it will stay suspended. I don't have my glue out, so I don't know if glue will work in here, but we'll see what the coffee itself does. Okay. That was thick on there, so let me make sure I got that mixed up. I don't want any unmixed coffee. I want it all mixed into the resin if we can. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, yeah. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. We're going to take our tray and we are going to get some tape because I wasted some coffee in there. And hopefully this tape will get it out. It does. Yoo-hoo. Okay. All right. Now, this is a brand new mold. I've never used it before. And so I'm not sure how much it takes. But we are going to spray in here. And I'm just going to dump it out. Okay, that's on the bottom. Yes. Okay. It's actually I just got it in today actually. I am going to spray my resin also with some alcohol and we are just going to pour into our edges. What do you guys think? Could I have made it with the 2 or is it going to take the 3? Or is it going to take more? Put it in the comments what you think right now. All right. Almost there. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wow, guys. So I just want to get it up to the edge here. And I'm almost there already. Wow. It's a lot of resin. Oops. And I'm not worried about those little droplets there. I'm going to get my heat gun and put those in. Wow, guys, this took probably about 2.5 ounces of resin there. Okay. But what we're going to do before that is we're going to take our handy dandy little dotting tool and we are going to go around these edges and make sure we don't have any bubbles. Like I do see some down here and I want to go around and just make sure I don't have any bubbles or if I can pick up as many as I can um, from around the edge. Hopefully we can get as many as we can from around there because this is very uh, thick viscosity resin. It's very thick. So you're going to have those bubbles. So now I'm just going around the other side of the tray and doing the same thing, getting those bubbles out. And then there we go. Make sure I get in there really good. And then what we're going to do is I will take my heat gun and, like I said, go around it and get all of this into those corners. And those, I want to get it into that lip. I mean, not the corners. Get it into the lip. And then we will be back once we're ready to fill in the top. So I will probably come back around maybe 3 hours. In 3 hours, we should be able to mix more resin. So I will see you guys here shortly. Okay, guys, I brought you right back because I was putting in some more, I was making some more coffee beans, and I thought about, I'm like, okay, I am going to do this top in white, in that mother of pearl. So this resin is thick enough that I can go ahead and take that 2 ounces that I had and start putting that in. So that's what we're going to do. And I didn't want to do it without you. So I just took some drops of the coffee and put that down as well. And then I am going to go ahead and take my resin and alcohol is in my way. Oops, got some on that one. All right, and see how thick it is? It's not moving, guys. So I can go ahead and get this layer done. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is scrape out the rest of this here in the middle. Make it look like we had some coffee, drops on our tray here. All right. All right. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to take my heat gun again and go in here and fill in these areas as much as I can. So that way, once I get ready for the next layer, which will also be in the white, then I'm just filling in, it'll be in that pearl, I should say. Unless you guys think I should do another color. Should I do more coffee? I might do that. I might just do that. I might end up with more coffee. Okay. And I do have some coffee left, so we might as well get that out of here and fill in as much of this as we can. I'm hoping this coffee isn't too dark for what I want to do with this, and I hope it's not too much coffee in here either. So I'll come in here. And I'm trying to use all of my resin. Okay. I don't want anything left. I think this will be fun, guys. What do you think? And if you can hear the thunder rolling out there, it's about to storm. Just get it splattered all around. Get that in there. There's some more in here. All right, guys, so got this cut cleaned out like I wanted to. So I am just going to get my heat gun after this, like I said, and pop some bubbles, spread out some resin, and then I will be back once. Actually, you know what? We'll be back at Demold. I don't even need to bring you back for the back layer because either I'm going to do coffee or I'm going to do the cream, the mother of pearl. So one of the two. And I'll let you know how much that took once we come back. So I will see you shortly. All right, you guys, we are back and our tray has cured. I decided to go with the coffee layer. So let's see what we have to work with on the other side. Now, what I did is I went in with the Teexpert resin on the other side, on the back side, I'm sorry, so that I didn't have to use up all of my fast cure resin. So get my tray turned back out there. All right, so let's see what we have. Oh, I love it. Look at that. That is so neat. What do you guys think? I love it. I do apologize about that glare that's on there. I'm trying to fix my lighting, but it's hard for some reason. All right. So I want to put a UVDTF on here. And it says fueled by iced coffee and anxiety. And if you know me, you know that I do not like coffee, but I plan to give this to a friend. So it has the cute little coffee beans and the coffee mugs and cups and things like that. And I figured this would be cute for this tray. And all I did was took it and I cut out around the cups and the words and things like that. So to make sure that it would fit in here. And I put on my gloves to demold this, but I need them off for this UVDTF sticker. Okay. My hands, I had just washed them, so they are clean. All I'm going to do is take the sticker away from the backing. Okay. Oops, we got a coffee bean trying to stay where we don't want it on the backing there. Okay. Another one doing the same. All right. Come on off of here, you guys. All right. Okay. Got the backing off. And now we just want to take our UVDTF and put it where we want it. Now I am going to try and line this up. Oops, line this up here in the middle. You don't want to drop it somewhere you don't want it because once it sticks, it is stuck, guys. So I'm trying very carefully. All right. So, oh no. Yep, it's stuck and it has a ripple in it. Okay, I'll try to get it as best as I can with my words and things. This is so frustrating. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Maybe, hopefully, praying that I can take and cut a hole in here. Hopefully, that will let me get my words in place. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Being that I got this ripple, I want to try and do my best to get my words down as best that I can. I always struggle with stickers. I don't know why. Always. Always, always, always. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is get it off of here. Oops. And it's slicing instead of doing what I want it to do. Ugh. Come on, be nice. Be nice to me, please. Hopefully it will straighten out, guys. I think it's doing it. Might look a little wonky, but hopefully it will get there in the end. So, and then the only letter I will really have to fix is the C, I'm hoping. The D is trying to roll over on itself. Okay, guys, let me fix this and I will be right back. All right, you guys. Whew, I think I got it. So I still need to take the protective layer off of the top. So let's see if I can get a handle on this thing here from this side. I did burnish it pretty well with the scraping tool from the Cricut. Let's see. There we go. Had to get a grasp on it. And you want to try to go from an angle. So this way you can pick up the pieces without them coming off. That's the best way to do it, is at an angle. And my tray is still bendy as well, so I'm trying to keep that down and not put a bend in it as well. Okay, so we're just going from the side here at an angle. And I'm doing that both ways, from the bottom and from the top, coming at an angle. Okay. I did have to mend some pieces together. Oh, goodness. Like my straw came apart here, so I had to mend it back together. You guys saw the letters. The C, I did the best that I could with it. It's not all the way there, but I got it as best as I could. I had to mend it back together there, put a hole in it where it rippled, and I just laid the piece on top of the other, so that way there would be no space in it. Okay. Get that off of there. Make sure that's down all the way. Okay. And then let me make sure I have all of this. Okay. All right. Oh, is all of that protective layer off? Yeah. Okay. Wanted to make sure all of the protective layer is off. And now I'm just going to take my fingers and go across everything. Make sure everything is laid down as best as I can. That D, I couldn't get it because it had rippled over onto itself. So I couldn't get it all the way off. And I had to do surgery on the E there as well. And it's not the best, but it's on there. All right. All right, guys. What do you think? What do you think? All right. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. And especially with the the coffee spills in the bottom. I like that. All right. And so you guys know that I made my coaster tray. So I want that to sit like either over here or over there. I think over here would be cute. And then here I made 2 of my coasters. And aren't they cute? I'm loving them, guys. I'm loving these. So I will show you what I did as far as adding the beans and putting them together. Oh, I love this, guys. I think this, let's see, should we put it here or there? I love it on this side. I do. I really love it on this side. I love this tray. It is going to be so awesome. All right, so let's get one of the, let's move these out of the way, these beans. This was the last set of beans that I made and when I did this tray. Okay, so let me get on my gloves and we are going to fill the coaster and put one together, and then I will get the other one done. Okay, and that's the other question. Which tray do you like the best? Okay, so we'll do this. We have them both here. We have the horizontal and the vertical direction. And which one do we like best? You tell me. You tell me in the comments. Let me know which do you like the best. I asked you guys earlier, so I do want to know which do you like best. All right. And then we'll sit it on the tray so that you can see it all together. Hopefully I'm in camera and you can see it. Okay, yeah. So there's that one. And then here's this one. Me personally, I'm thinking I like this one. I don't know why. Maybe because it was the first one that I did. But with this one, I can do that and have the coffee on that side. That's cute too. Okay, and then add in our coasters. Okay, guys, I might like that. I like it. I like it. It looks like we have some coffee over here to this side. So that's cute too. I might like that. Okay. Okay, so you guys tell me in the comments, which one do you like best? All right. And then I'll stick that one on top of that. Get that put in there. And let's do one of the coasters. So I have not trimmed them up yet because I'll wait until the end and do that part of it. But let me get, I put my beans in here and stuff last night. So let me get those situated here. And I want to give them a little shake. Make sure they're not stuck. All right. There we go. Knock them all loose. Anything that was stuck is now loose. Okay. And what I want to do is I cut up some dryer sheets last night, and I did this with the other one. I did forget on my first one. So some of my glitter is stuck. I got one piece that's stuck up there. There we go. Okay. So I want to get this in here and get this in here. And then I have seen this used, this technique used several times in paper crafting. And then I also saw Tammy, she said one of her viewers told her about it, Tammy over at Epoxy Me, that she used this for her shakers. So I said I would make sure to do it so that way I don't have any static, because on the first one I did forget, and I do have my glitter sticking to some of the top, and I'll show you that here in a second once I get some of these pieces on top of here, just so that I can get my pieces in here of that. All right. And I'm just sitting them on here so that I could get it in here. And then I'll stick this one on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it around like this, guys, with this stuff in here. So this way it will help get rid of the static on the pieces as well. So I'm just shaking them around in here to help get static off of the pieces. Okay. And then I'm going to take and do the other side of my top, because I also want to make sure there's no static on it as well. And I got a piece of my dryer sheet escaping. Why are y'all escaping? All right, so I should be good there. Okay, and now I'll get this back in here. Tell you what, let's dump these. Okay, put that in there, that in there, that in there, and I want one on top. Okay, so leave these pieces in there, and I'll turn them over once I get some of the other pieces in here that I know have a lot of static to them. Sorry if I'm out of frame. I was just getting my pieces in there. All right. And then where did that piece of dryer sheet go? Oh, goodness, guys. It's probably in here, but that's okay. I'll get another piece. And I am going to get my inclusions. So I have these little balls that I want to stick in there. Let me get my spoon. Where are you, spoon? There you go. So we'll get our spoon. And I know these little balls have static, so we'll get that put in there. We'll get some of these put in there. Okay. And I just drop them onto the dryer sheet. Okay. And we'll do a little more down here. There we go. And then, then I will do these little beads as well. And I use the white ones. And I got this set off of Amazon last year or the year before, guys. It was 24 or 23. And the gold balls I got from Hobby Lobby on sale last year. I do remember that. I had them in a little haul. Oopsie. Well, it was in a haul. I told you guys about them. So when you're dropping these beads, guys, try to make sure you're in the coaster dropping them, and not like I just did from up top, because they will bounce all over the place and you'll have little beads all over the place like I do. Okay. You want to try to get as many of them in there as you can. And I'll do one more drop and then, like I said, put it in here, guys. not drop them up from high like I did. Okay, and then I have some of my rhinestones, and I'm using the brown ones. And these I got from either Temu or Shein, however you pronounce that. And they have static as well, so we will put a couple of those in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. All right. And then see some of these little balls. I'll get those in there if I can. All right. And then we have some more little beads that I want to stick in. And I got this little set from Dollar Tree for $1.25. These are glass beads. And I just want to take some of these. Okay. And some of these. Okay. Get a couple more. All right. And then I want to take some of these little rocks. What do you call these? They're like, they're like little shards of rock. Like, I can't remember the name of them, guys. I think they're like called glass crystal pieces or something like that too. I have some that came out, and they're very staticky. So I'm getting those that fell out, and then I will take and grab some out of here and just drop that in the middle. And then I will drop a little more at the top. And then I want to take the crystal white color and add in some of those as well. And the same, make sure you're dropping into your coaster and not up from high, because these are very staticky as well. And you want to get them in there and not all over the place. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to put in are some little stars. And I'm using my gold stars. Okay. And I dropped a few here in the top. Oops. And a few here in the bottom. There we go. That gold. Come on, star. It doesn't want to get in there. It wants to play. There we go. Get off of there. There we go. And then I also use this color right here. And we're going to use a couple of those there. Come on. There we go. A couple of those there. Okay. And there. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take and shake it up. Oh, I need another piece of my fabric sheet here. And I just took a used fabric sheet that I had, and I just took it and folded it over. And you can fold it this, like fan, like we used to do the old fans back in high school and elementary. All right. And then you can fold it in half here. Just wanting to come loose. And then go in here and cut. It's okay if it comes loose, guys. You just want a piece. And then cut here. And then the same thing, you're going to take, then cut all the way, but that's okay. Take your piece, and should have left it folded over. You could have cut and just had it made 1 or 2 cuts and you would have been done. All right, so take, and I want to again make sure that this top is on here because I don't want any of my pieces now coming out. And we're going to take and we're going to shake everything with the dryer sheet in there. And I did that again. I did it on my last one too. I let it get loose. There we go. Let's see, there's a little groove on the cup that you need to meet up with, and you can make sure everything gets in there. And I just give it a shake. And again, I'm going to do, because I don't know which side of the lid we'll be using, so I want to make sure that I do this on both sides, so that way I don't have to worry about it. Shaky, shaky, shaky. And then we are going to take the dryer sheets out. Bear with me 1 second. Leg is hurting, so I need to prop it up here. Okay, and I'm going to take out my dryer sheets. And if you have anything on your dryer sheets, you want to get it off. So anything stuck, let's try and put it back into the coaster. Dryer sheet here. Make sure you get it, all your stuff, back into the coaster. And those little stars are the ones that I found that stuck the most. And I'll try to be gentle. There we go. And then there's one more under here. I think I got them all right. Okay, yes. And then what we're going to do is take and turn over your beans and everything, because you don't want those sideways or anything once you seal the lid on. So I'll do that and come right back to you, because this will take me a little bit of time sometimes. Be right back. All right, guys. So I also took some alcohol and just wiped off my lid to ensure that it was clean, and I wiped it off on both sides. I see a little bubble in there. Whoa, okay. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, goodness, guys. I'm having a day of the dropsies, as you can see. Lordy, lordy. Let's get back in here what we can. All right. That'll be fine. And then I also want to seal this, right? So I take my little dryer sheets and I just sit the side that's going to be facing the inside. I sit my lid on top of that. So there's my lid. And then what we do is I use my Let's Resin UV bonding glue, and there's the flashlight, and I take and I put that all around the rim and seal it. So I will get this on. Oops. Now I have some on my finger here. And I use my scribe that Miss Elisabeth made for me. I love this scribe. Okay. Use this to get that off my finger. And I just spread it, guys. So it's touching the sides, not inside, hopefully. And so I'm going to do that, and then I will come back to you once we're ready to put the lid on. And hopefully I do not drop that lid again, because if I drop it this time, I'm going to have a big mess. So I'll be right back with you once we're ready to put the lid on. So I will see you shortly. Guys, so I have the UV resin, the bonding UV resin all spread out, and we're going to take the lid and we are going to hopefully not screw this up, and lay it down onto the cup. And when I tell you guys, My hands are shaky today. My hands are shaky today. Oh, goodness. The pain is from the pain. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. I hope it did. It's gonna drip. I got a little mess. Okay. Hopefully I can keep that from not dripping on the inside. I hope so. It should be good. Should be good. Okay. We'll clean that up and ensure that that is down. And then I'm going to come and use the light the right way and start sealing this, bonding this together. Okay. And this light takes 5 to 10 seconds to bond. So that's why I'm just going around. And then what I will do is put it into the my double-sided UV lamp, Violet's resin, on 5 minutes and let it cure. All right. And while that one is curing, I will get the other one set up and bonded. And then we'll come back once they're finished. So I will see you guys shortly, okay? Right, you guys, I am back and I have our coasters done. They are, I have it sitting on my tray here. Let me get them off of the tray. So here they are. Oops. And that's the bad thing about this holder. They don't sit flush in the holder. So you do have to, sit them up the right way. And then I was thinking about taking some of the beans and the sugar dollops and putting them on the tops of my coasters. I think that would be cute. Putting those up there like that. Maybe some ice as well. So, but that'll be for another time. And then also, let me show you the coasters. There they are, all finished off. They're so cute, guys. I love it. And then also, I was thinking on the tray, as you see it here, finishing it off because I did get some holes, some air pockets in around. So I was thinking of finishing it off too with some beans and some sugar dollops. But I'll have to make more beans and sugar dollops to finish that off as well. I think that would be so cute. And I think that'll be the way I'll finish it. And I'll put a top coat on the top of here. You don't have to when you use the UV stickers because they are permanent, but I like to have that seal on top, and so that way everything is good to go and you don't have to worry about it. So I think that is how I'm gonna finish things off. But overall, guys, I am in love with this tray. I think it is so cute. Although I'm not a coffee drinker, I definitely would have this in my house. If I had a coffee bar, if I drank coffee, I would do a coffee bar and set up something like this, and then they could have a little shaker coaster to go with their coffee, sit their coffee mugs on. That would be cute too. I, of course, will finish these off too with a coat, a top coat of epoxy resin as well, and get those finished off. But guys, I am loving this tray. So you let me know in the comments if you think I slayed the tray. And I want to thank Ishu from Ishu's Crafty Kids Corner, I believe it is, for joining us in the Slay a Tray Thursday collaboration, as well as Laura's Design Studio. Thank you, Laura, for joining us, and as well as Miss Wanda from Wanda's Blessed Creations. So thank you all for joining us. I'm not quite sure if we have any more join us, but if we do, their video will also be in the playlist, which you can find in my description, along with the contact info for myself, Elisabeth, or Kathy in order to join in the collaboration. And this one definitely pushed me outside of my comfort zone, but I think that I slayed the tray, and I did two things. I did coasters and the tray. And I used the UV sticker, which I know I struggle with those things. So in order to get better, you have to practice. So definitely I am practicing more with those UV stickers. All right, you guys. So I greatly appreciate you for joining, for watching. And to my new subscribers, hello and welcome. And I hope that if there is anything that you would like to see me do in the future, please drop that in the comments and we will get that done as soon as I can. Please know that I am doing my best with the pain, with pushing through the pain as much as I can when I can, from my hip and lower back and my thigh. So just know that, you know, I'm doing my best and hopefully I can get back to doing videos consistently here soon. Also to my OGs, thank you for coming back and staying with me. Greatly appreciate it. Guys, I need you. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please help me out and do so. It helps me to grow this channel and to grow my YouTube journey as well. I am trying to get to that 1,000 and I am, you know, at a little over 700. So I would like to get to that 1,000 soon if possible. I would like to get there by my anniversary of November, but hopefully before. And we will be doing another giveaway once we do get there. So I do think you guys want to join in and help me if you can. So also, the next Slay a Tray Thursday collaboration will be on June 26th, and the theme for that collaboration is going to be bows. So, and that is like your ribbon bows, like, you know, tie a bow. So we are going to be slaying the trays with bows. So I am very excited about that one. Don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I know that it will be fun. All right, you guys. So I think that is it for now. In the meantime, I will I will get some pictures at the end. I'm sorry, guys, my brain is totally gone. Brain fog has really been getting to me these days. So I'm losing my words and thoughts and everything. So, definitely, like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, comment. Please leave me a comment. That's what I was about to say. Leave me a comment. If you don't want to leave a comment, if you could leave an emoji, that helps out my algorithm and helps the channel to grow. Also, there are links to most of the things in the comments. Some of these things I may not be able to link because, like the beads and things like that, I may have gotten from Temu or, like I said, Shein, where the links are no longer available. But I will link as much as I can in the comments. And stay tuned for the pictures. And I will see you guys on the next video. Hugs and love. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
It's Slay a Tray Thursday, the resin's out to play. Beverly, Kathy, Elisabeth, they paved the way. Eco pour dripping like the vibe is so divine. Loving every layer, see the resin truly shine. We slay, we pour, we vibe so raw. Reason in our hands like we breaking the law. Eco love flowing like a river so free. Beverly and the crew making art history. We slay, we pour, we vibe so raw. Reason in our hands like we breaking the law. Eco love flowing like a river so free. Beverly and the crew making art history. Flip it, mix it, let it drip and set. Tray